Welcome to my masterclass. Today I'm gonna show you exactly how to edit like this. So you just opened After Effects and this is basically what you see. I have my projects here that I work on, the everyday edits and stuff. And first you want to click on New Project, and then you are here, and then you are like, what am I supposed to do? First you click on New Composition, then well, I usually just name it the title of the song, and that's in this case HR-EEYUH, and then yeah, just the name of the song. And then on the resolution I do a custom, and then 2160 pixels by 2160 pixels. And then I lock the aspect ratio, and then whatever this is, I never really looked at that, and then 60 frames per second. And if your clips are not 60 or 30 or whatever, or 24, then I would advise to go on like a 23.976 or 29.97 FPS or 59.94, depending on what FPS your clips are, because otherwise with effects and rotoscoping it's just gonna mess up. But I will edit on 60 FPS, and then resolution you can change that anytime, but I do it on half just because it renders quicker while editing, and then you can always later export it to 4K. And then the duration I just have it on 59 seconds. You can change that whenever you want to. I will just keep it at 59 seconds. Then you're gonna press on OK. So now you have a composition here and the timeline. Here you have all your effects and other stuff. And then first I'm gonna import my song. So now it's here, and then I'm gonna place it on the timeline, and then I will just mark the beats. And if you don't know how to do that, you can either do that using this marker and then do that every time, but I have my keybinds to 8. You can go there by going to Edit and then Keyboard Shortcuts, and then here I have it on 8, so I know what it is, but you can just type in add layer marker and then press this and then 8, and then it's there, and then you press OK, and now you should be able to just mark it by pressing 8 or whatever you want to use as your keybind. So now I'm gonna press on my song again and then go over it and mark the beats. Okay, so now the song is like the part that I want to use is over, so now I'm gonna listen to it again to check if I like my markers or if I want to change anything. Okay, I think I'm gonna add like the other marker, like right there, so it's the marker there, and then at the beat like in between. That one, like a little bit off tempo or whatever it's called, so it will look a little bit better. So I'm just gonna do that for every single time that happens. Okay, so like over halfway I'm not really gonna care about the marks anymore, because I will just copy paste the edit so it loops, and then you only have to do like half the entire edit. And now it loops around this mark, so I'll just double press that marker and then type loop and then OK, and then I know from that point on I don't have to care about the markers anymore, and I only have to care about the first markers. Okay, now I will also mark it like this, every single marker, because right now it's not really important yet. But once you have all the clips and effects tagged and stuff, then it's gonna be a long timeline or a big one. Like vertical, you have like an entire timeline like this, so it is nice to just be able to look up here, not have to scroll up and down constantly to check the markers. Okay, now on the last one I will just type loop and then the marker number there. And if you're wondering why this one doesn't give any numbers and this one does, I don't really know, but from what I understand, it's because this one does give a marker and or a number, and this one doesn't because I do it with a different key. And now is also the time I save it, and then just I will do the title again of the song and then save it, and then you will be spamming Ctrl S, or not spam, but pressing Ctrl S a lot, because you don't want to lose any major progress, because that is time consuming. And now you might be wondering, what am I gonna do with this space right here and all this space? You can just change it like this, and then it will only show that part, but for now, because I also need to make the intro and stuff, I will just keep it like this. So now it's time to import the clips. And if you're wondering how I get good quality clips, I don't make them myself. I just go on YouTube or whatever you want to go on. And then you search for, in this case, Stranger Things 4K Twixtor clips. And then you want to search for a video with a mega link in the description. And then you will want to download that, and then you have 3 good clips. So today I will be starting with this clip. And then you can see here that it's also 60 frames, which is nice. I also have some other ones at like 30 frames and 24 frames, but I like this one. And also because I've used this multiple times, I already know the clips that are in it, so it will be easier to edit. And if you get a new scene pack, you will first have to see what clips are where, so that will take a little bit more time to edit. Okay, and now I'm gonna get it on the timeline, exactly right there on top of the song. That's just how I like it. And then sometimes there's like still audio, and then you will want to press well, in this case it's not here, but there will be a button like this, and then you will want to press that so it's empty, just like these ones, so there's no extra audio that you don't want. And now I just go over this, and then the first clip I'm just gonna leave it like that for now. And then here on the second marker I'm gonna split it by pressing Ctrl Shift D. Not Ctrl D, that will duplicate it. Ctrl Shift D. And then I'm gonna drag it until the next clip. Like this. And then here I will split it again, and then delete this by clicking on it and then press delete, or maybe backspace also works. Yeah, it also works. And then here go to the next marker, and then so on until I have my markers all filled up, or my entire timeline. And this will take a little bit of time, so normally I just put on some music, but I will just throw some music in the background right here. And in case if you don't have any more clips like I have right now, then you can just import more clips into After Effects. So I'm just gonna do that and then continue this. Okay, so this one is actually 30 FPS. So that will be like a little bit of an example that it doesn't matter too much, as long as you just have a full frame rate. So yeah, something like 60 or 30 or maybe even 120 or 24, but not 23.976 or whatever it is. And on this clip it's also the case that it's a little bit bigger. So I'll just go into transform, and then it's gonna be at 115% to fill it. And here mute it so I don't get annoying background noise. And now let's continue. And here in the beginning of the clip it's just the same, and then later on there's a little bit of movement, so I will just try to cut the clips on the movement so that will look a little bit better in the edit. So right now I have all the markers filled, and here you can already see a little bit, like you have to scroll down in order to see these markers, and then in this case it's not that much, so you can just do it like that and then it's still visible, but this is without all the effects and stuff, so it will get a lot bigger. So that's why I take like a few minutes to do the markers twice. So let's look at what we have right now. Still not really that much, the clips are there, but that's mostly it. So now where the magic happens, also Ctrl S just to be sure. And by the way, if you wanna zoom in on your timeline or zoom out, you can use either this or minus and equals to zoom in and minus to zoom out. That's a little bit easier in my opinion, but just use whatever you want. And then this to just look around. So now for the smoothness of the edit, instead of it just being like this, there's actually some smoothness like this. And here's how we're gonna do that. First zoom in on the timeline so it's a little easier to see. I like this, or maybe a little bit bigger, yeah, like this. And then open this entirely and first do the anchor point, so it will be a little bit more centered, because otherwise like only half of the character, in this case Steve, is gonna be on the thing. So I will just put it like this, because this thing is the center. So I will just line it up a little bit with him so he is fully in screen. And now I'm gonna go into effects and presets, and then I made my own effect. So you won't find this unless you have something named like this yourself. I'm gonna use my smooth out 150 to 100, and what that does is it's gonna zoom out of it in a special way. And here in this case it's a little bit too long, so what you're gonna want to do is press scale, or if it's already highlighted, then you just hold Alt and then drag this, then it's better. And don't put it on the last frame, because then you won't see it. Put it on the second last one, like this, because this one is already the next clip. So like this you will actually see it. And then what this does, I can show you. It zooms out quickly and then a little bit slower, and then zooms out again quick, and it looks like this. So if you want to copy this, feel free to do it. But now I'm just gonna press this and then Ctrl C, and then press my next clip, Ctrl V, and then close this one and open the next one. And then I'm just gonna do it on every single clip, so I'll see you in a little bit. So now the last two clips. Just like this. And then reminder, press Ctrl S. And something I forgot is that I used different scene packs. So now you can see there's a little bit of a black bar around it, so I will have to redo a little bit. So just go back and then on this one it's starting to happen, and now I already know what values it should be, and I will also guide you through how you can make your own preset. In this case I'm just going to change the first one because that's the easiest, and right now I want to have the first one be 165%, and then the second one 115, and then to make the preset you're gonna press the entire thing and then go into animation, save animation preset, and then it will just go here, and then I will just call it a smooth zoom out 165 115, and then save. And now it's here already. Sometimes you have to restart After Effects if it's a little bit of a bigger one. Now I can just drag it onto the clip, and then it's here, and then I can just easily drag it onto the other ones. So now we'll do the thing again. And I completely forgot to tell you how to make your own thing, so I'll just get rid of this one and then show it. You first want to press on this clock thingy, then it sets a keyframe right there, and then you're gonna want to go to the last one and then set another keyframe, and then just change the values however you want, and then go into this, and then I will just quickly do it and then get my preset again. Then something like this, and then that's how you keyframe stuff, but I will also show you later on with other effects. So now that that's done, press Ctrl S again, and then let's see what we have. As you can see, already a lot better looking, and now I will just do the rest of the anchor points because sometimes I forget, and this is one of those times, so I'll just go over everything again and then do the anchor points, and I will do it at the last frame because here it's a little bit more zoomed in than this one. So now you know, like, this is what it's gonna look like instead of this. And then on this one I will just keep it like this and not zoomed in on either one of the characters, because this is like more about both of them. Okay, let's see how it looks now. Okay, yeah, this is the only scene where it's a little bit weird, but here he is already not really in frame, so that's gonna just be like that. And now we're gonna go for some bonus points. Here you wanna double press the clip and then extend this a little bit, and now it doesn't really do much except for zoom out, and we wanna track the face so it looks a little bit smoother. So we're gonna go to tracker and then stabilize motion, and then here you see the little square with another square and a plus sign. I'm gonna drag it onto the nose. If you want to drag it onto the eye, drag it onto the eye. If you want to drag it onto the wall for some reason, drag it onto the wall. But I'm gonna track his face, so I will just do it like this. And then extend it a little bit. And then press the thing there. And now you see it puts a keyframe or marker or whatever for every single frame where it is. And then press apply, and then X only. If you want to do X and Y or Y only, do that, but I'm gonna go with X only, and then press OK. And now you will see that it keeps his nose in the middle, so it tracks his head a little bit. And that's just some nice bonus, so I'll just do that for every single one. Also, the bigger the square, here I made a little bit of a bigger one, the longer it takes to render each frame, so just keep that in mind that you don't make a very big square, because then it will take extremely long to render, and in this case that's not worth it. Then a clip like this, I don't really see the point in tracking anything, because there's multiple things that the viewer is gonna be focused on. So I will just leave clips like this. Okay, now on this clip, I know from experience that tracking the nose is not gonna go very well. I can show you how that looks. Here it's just gonna mess up a little bit between the arm and the nose in the beginning. Just a little bit, but I don't like that very much, because then it's gonna be really jittery and that just doesn't look good. So now I'm just gonna do it again, but on the eye, and then press the button again, and it created a new one and automatically deleted the last one, so that will be a lot better. So on this clip it messed up with his cheeks, so I'm just gonna try to do it again, but a little bit closer to his nose, maybe like this. And that's already a lot better. And now it did still keep the other one, so I hope that doesn't mess up. Okay, that does mess up, so then I'm just gonna delete this tracker and create a new one. Get rid of the anchor point. And then just stabilize the motion again. And now I know the nose is going to be a little bit better, like the side of his nose. Oh, I did it at the end of the clip, that's not very handy. And now let's hope. Okay, that's gonna mess up, so I'm just gonna delete it again. And you will face things like this where it doesn't go well on the first attempt. That's just part of the process. And even now, after having done a couple of dozens of edits, stuff like this still happens. So it's not just you. And then it still messes up, so I'll just see you all when it's good. Okay, next attempt, and I just decided to go with the eye, and that looks a lot better. Okay, so now that's done, and let's look at what we have. Okay, that looks quite good. It's not the biggest difference, but it's just a little cherry on top. And then you can just close this one, so you have this one open. Okay, so right now I don't really know what to do, like for the intro and special effects and stuff. So I'm just gonna show you how to do a watermark. You're gonna press Ctrl, Alt, Shift and T. That will bring up a text layer. Then I will just type my name in there, because that's going to be my watermark. Then I will set it to 75%, and then this one to 1720. That's just, I memorized it all, because I do that pretty much the same. And then here I made another preset text watermark. I'm gonna drag it onto there, and everything that it does is just a drop shadow, and then you can copy these settings. And then now you're gonna press this button, toggle switches / modes, and then change it from normal to overlay, and then it's gonna have like a bit of a transparent-ish a look. So then you will just have it like that and not just some weird text. And you do want to do that in order to prevent people from stealing your edit. So then they will just ask for it and then you're gonna be like, no, I made it. So now it's time for a bit of an intro, so I'll just go listen to the beginning again. And then I'm probably gonna just mark the beats here. Okay, I think I wanna do a tracking effect here, like this. I don't know yet how it looks, but I hope it looks good. So now for the intro I'm gonna use another one of this scene pack, because why not? It's there, so let's just use it. And then I'm gonna scroll to a clip that I like. Okay, I just cut up the clip, you can see it here. And then I'm gonna mute the video again and then change the scale again so it's right. And now I'm gonna center it so the head is in the center. Then I'm gonna go do the tracking effect. So just like before, I'm just gonna double press it and then go down to the tracker, stabilize motion, and then put it on his nose. Now make it a little bit bigger. And then apply it to X only. And here it changed it to full again, so I'm just gonna bring it back to half. And now we have it tracked. So what I'm gonna do to make sure it's not all stacked up with 10 different layers here, well, obviously press Ctrl S again and then press Ctrl Shift C after you select the clip. And then let's just do tracking effect intro. And then OK, and then it's gonna place it in new composition. I will close this again and I see it's not at the correct length. Oh, now it is. So you might have to go back and forth a little. Okay, so now I have it the same size as the clip. So I'll press Ctrl S again. And then I'm gonna figure out how I'm gonna do the tracking effect. I think I have to do a shape layer. This is just me figuring out how to do stuff, so you will also get to see my thought process in that. And then I'm gonna select this tool, and then I'm gonna hold Shift, so it will be a good square. And then do it like a little bit bigger than his head. And then change it a little bit. We'll make the color white. And now I'm gonna do another square in it. Again, hold Shift and then just do this. Okay, that's not what I wanted to do. Okay, now I'm gonna try to cut out a square so it will be like a little bit bigger. So I think I will just do it like this. It will not be perfect, but that does not matter that much. And then I have no clue what I'm doing. Oh wait, I think I know what to do. I'm gonna delete the shape layer and then create a new solid. Let's just make it white and then trim it. And then now select this tool and then just do a square by holding Shift again, and then bring it up around his head. and then select this tool again, and if you don't see it, if you see only the rectangle tool, then hold it with your left mouse click and then select the one you want. I think normally it's on ellipse, so yeah. In case you don't see it, just hold it down. And now press shift again and do this, just around the same size but a little bit smaller. And then here on the second mask, click instead of add, subtract, and then you see we have a little bit of a square. So I think I actually want the right side a little bit smaller, so then I'm just gonna resize the square a little bit. It will not look perfect because I'm just gonna do it quickly. So if you take a little bit more time to make sure it's all the same size, that will definitely help. But I like it like this, and then press Ctrl S again. And now I think this still has the tracker. Okay, it doesn't have the tracker, but maybe this does. Let's see. Yes, it tracks the entire thing. And also I changed the color of a pre-comp to sandstone. You can just change it to whatever color you like, but like this I know, okay, this is the pre-comp and the rest is just normal clips and the text layer on top. So now I want to make it look a little bit different. So let's also cut out a little bit of the parts here. So I'm just gonna do this and then subtract, and then over here, roughly around the same size, and then one on the top, and then on the bottom, and then you can see we now have a little bit of a not entirely filled square, because this might look a little bit better. And now I'm gonna press Ctrl D to duplicate it, and then I'm gonna rotate it a little bit. Okay, that did not go how I want. Okay, let's do it on 45 degrees and then change the position a little bit so it will line up. And then the scale, let's make it 80%, and then put it on the right thing. Okay, so now we have this effect, so I'm gonna animate it a little bit, and now I'm gonna hide the masks just for more clarity, and then I'm gonna press the clock thing, then go all the way to the last frame, and then let's put this to 2 so it will rotate. Okay, doesn't rotate very well, so I will have to do something about that. Okay, I think the problem here is that I put the position like that instead of the anchor point, so I'm gonna reset the position to 1920, and then by 960 I think, maybe 1080, yeah, and then the other one to 1920 by 1080, yeah, maybe it is 960. Let's see if I rotate it now. I think it might be 1080. No, okay, then what I'm gonna do is hide these and then create a new solid layer. I will just name it white solid 2, and you can do it by pressing Ctrl Y. And then let's remake it. So then I will just get all the masks and put it on here. You can just select it by pressing the first one and then holding Shift and then press the last one, or you can just select each one by holding Ctrl or clicking them. And then let's make another one and give it, oh no wait, I did it different, like this, and then I put it to 80. And then the rotation plus 45, and then I'm gonna change the anchor point instead of the position. So let's make sure it's a little centered. Something like that. And then, okay, this might be a little bit problematic. Oh no, it won't be. Okay, let's just put it to 500. And then now the rotation. And then set that one to 2. And then here the same. Put this one to 2. And then now it's still messed up. Okay, then I don't know how to fix it, so I will just figure it out and then I will see you guys when it's done. Okay, a little bit less than 20 minutes later I somehow fixed it. It works perfectly fine now. So what I exactly did, I pre-composed the squares, and then here I did everything to make them centered, and then I did the rotation here too, as you can see, and that pre-compose is now in this one. So now it's on here, so I have 3 compositions in one, and now it finally looks good. So now to make it look a little bit better, we're gonna go on this one, and then in effects and presets search for glow, drag it onto there, put this one all the way to 0, because the higher you go the less glowy it is, and the lower you go the more glowy it is. And then glow radius, let's put it around 50 for now, and then intensity, let's put it to 10. Then radius a little bit higher, let's say 100. And then that already looks way better. And now I think I want it to rotate a little bit slower, because now if we look at it, it is a lot of movement for just an intro clip. I'm gonna change the rotation, so this one should be 45. So let's now put it to 0 first, and then 45, and then -1. So it ends up at -315, and then the other one at just 1, and then it will rotate a little bit slower, and that will probably look a little better. And now to make it look even better, and in case you hear any noises, that's just some airplanes flying around, I don't know why, but everything is fine. So now I want it to start a little bit slower and fade in and fade out. So first I'm gonna do the opacity, and then in the middle, then put this one just on 100 default, and then this one on 0, and the last one on 0, and then now it looks not yet that good. So what we're going to do is press opacity, so all 3 are highlighted, and then hold Alt and click on the middle one, then extend this all the way, and then hold Alt and press this one and move it up, Same for the third one. And then now I think the fade should be a little bit longer or just more direct. So I will just do some random stuff to see if it looks good. Okay, so now that we have that, let's also put on some motion blur, and now that looks pretty good. So that's how I made that effect, just messing around and finding out what looks good and what doesn't. And that's how I go over most effects. So now I will just make the rest of the intro and the outro, and then I will see you all when it's done. Also, before I make the outro, I usually just loop the entire edit. So what you want to do for that is just press the first clip and then go all the way to the last one, and then hold shift and press it. Then you have everything highlighted. Then I'm gonna go to the exact frame where it ends, so that will be this one, and then press Ctrl C, Ctrl V, and then drag everything over. And then it should be on the right frame. And now just watch it to be sure, and in this case it doesn't really matter that it's like this, and this is also what I meant with the markers. Now it is just a lot easier instead of having to scroll up and down to see the markers on the beat. But in this case it doesn't really matter that it's like this, because there's not really any effects stack. But if you have, for example, a white flashing thing going over it, like I have done before, I will show you right now, something like that, then you will want to drag and drop everything like this, and I will just do it for the sake of the video. You just go like this until you're at the last one, and then it's in one smooth line. So we'll check how it looks right now, just to make sure everything is good. So now I'll see you all when the intro and outro are done. Okay, I'm done with the intro and the outro right now. I put some text in there and stuff, so let's see how it looks. So I used my preset for the text. It's just basically opacity and stuff and scale, and a little bit of glow for the effects, so it looks a little bit better than normal text, and that pretty much on every single one. So it's not just normal text and then at the end also just normal text, so people know there's a tutorial, and that's pretty much it. So if you want more tutorials, you can always comment or join a Discord. All the links are in the description. YouTube, TikTok, Discord, and yeah, that's pretty much it for today.